You know, this week, Republicans on the Senate Judiciary Committee zeroed in on former President Joe Biden's mental capacity during his presidency and his administration's alleged use of what's called the auto pen for key executive actions.
Erie News Now Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon breaks down the hearing and what comes next into this investigation.
There was a conspiracy to hide the president's true condition.
Because the bill of goods they sold this country, they walked this country right into one of the greatest constitutional crises of our history.
A Potemkin presidency fronted by a failing puppet with staffers behind the scenes pulling the strings.
Republicans have long criticized the former president over his mental fitness while in office, as well as the Biden administration's use of the auto pen while here at the White House. Democrats, however, call the attacks political and even protested this week's hearing on Capitol Hill. 3 GOP-invited witnesses testified on Wednesday. However, none had direct ties to the Biden administration. The hearing, titled Unfit to Serve, was notably boycotted by most Democrats on the committee, with only Senators Dick Durbin and Peter Welch in attendance. They said the committee should focus on current issues and not the past.
Several events have demanded this committee's immediate attention. Apparently, armchair diagnosing former President Biden is more important than the issues of grave concern which I have mentioned.
Meanwhile, President Trump continues to allege that Biden's staff may have forged his signature using an auto pen. There's no evidence that occurred, but Trump has directed White House and Justice Department lawyers to investigate.
We're going to start looking into this whole thing with who signed this legislation. And it wasn't him. He auto-penned it. Who was operating the auto pen?
This week's hearing kicks off the first in what's expected to be a series of congressional hearings this year on Biden's mental fitness in office. On the House side, the Oversight Committee has subpoenaed Biden's former staff and even his White House physician to testify on June 27th. Reporting in Washington, Brendan Scanlon, Erie News Now.